In this class we're going to look at the product-based structure. This is relatively straightforward and should not absorb too much of our efforts. Nonetheless, it's a type of structure that must be considered when looking at the overall set of classes on business structures. So let's commence. Let's start. We'll look at the product-based structure. This type of structure is mainly used by organizations with a wide range of products. Mostly because it doesn't want to get production mixed up, get production confused. So it has a range of organizational opportunities or structures that it uses, and it assigns products to those and produces them separately. In contrast to a functional structure, the product-based structure separates the organization by products or activities or projects. So these various possibilities that the company has for different types of structure, the one most appropriate to companies with a large range of products is to have a product-based structure. It produces different products in different production facilities, different factories, or under different conditions. So it keeps the products separate. Obviously it depends on the relationship between the overall pattern of products for the business. If there are commonalities, perhaps sharing raw materials or sharing technology or sharing capital, there may be some elements of commonality, and a structure would be devised to enable that common component or common set of components to be produced and then separated out into the product-based facilities. Each structure has all the resources and functions to reach the end product. So each part of this structure is self-contained. Each part has got all it needs. Bearing in mind what I just said about sharing some resources, if possible, perhaps common stores or common component production for some elements of the product might be produced in a common sense, in a common area where it's shared out between the products. But if that's not possible, depending on the product range, if that's not possible, then it's likely to be the case that each product will be produced separately. It'll all have its own separate facilities, its own stores, its own manufacturing, its own departments. It'll be a separate business in effect. So on the last point on here, I say, for example, each product will consist of a group of employees from marketing, production, finance, research and development, human resources, and so on. So in effect, they are separate businesses. Okay, let's look at the advantages of the product-based structure. Well, clearly it focuses on individual products, and it is specific to those products. So even though it belongs to a wider organization, its entire focus is on the products and on the successful manufacturing, production, delivery of those products, and I suppose ultimately in generating profits for the centre and to ensure its own survival. So it can be run as a profit centre which develops healthy competition amongst the groups. Insofar as it's separate, it can engender its own motivational advantages. The workers relate to it. It's their company. And this can promote productivity and also more allegiance to the business. So there's better control within the business. Workers see it as their business. It's not a part anymore of a big conglomerate. It's not a part of a big sprawling organization. It is now a specific business aimed at a specific market, making specific products, and the workers can relate to this. It's also flexible as a business unit. It can easily be shut down, and if it's not performing. So it's, insofar as it's got the advantages of being near the market and aiming at a specific market, it's also got the advantage for the parent company that if it's not producing, or if it's suffering from some inefficiencies, it can be rectified, or in the extreme case it can be closed down, and the workers could be perhaps reallocated to other sections, or tragically perhaps made redundant. Because it's a small or a smaller organization, and because it has got this quite extreme focus in some respects, focus on the local market with the local product, etc., it can engender cooperation and smooth communications which are disseminated throughout the organization. There's a sense of teamwork within the workers. So that's another advantage. Now let's have a look at what's meant by this. Well, we have a board of directors, and we have, let's say, 2 products. Now these 2 products belong to this company. The 2 products are, let's say, A and B. Well, in this case, with the product-based system, there would be 2 production facilities, one making product A and one making product B. But you'll note here that each of the facilities has got its own production, finance, marketing, HR. It's got all of the services and all of the attributes of an independent business. So it's really 2 businesses held together by this board of directors. Well, the disadvantages are there's a duplication of the resources. Product A has got production, so has product B. Product A has finance, so has B. Product A has marketing, so has B, and so on. So there is a duplication of resources. So each team has a marketing department. Perhaps there may be an element of overkill involved in that, and more efficiency could be sought in that context. There could be rivalry between the 2 parts to become the favoured part of the wider organisation, and the rivalry could become intense. So teams can get out of control if not supervised efficiently. So there is a problem here that it needs careful management, because they are quite separate entities and they need to be controlled within the single group organisation. So I think it's a relatively straightforward concept. 2 businesses, board of directors, and that's all we really need to know about it. Just what are the advantages and disadvantages. So I think that concludes our video. Thank you for watching.